Jedi must have the deepest commitment, the most serious mind.
Instead of just simply offering up some of their existing Star Wars tables as DLC to the already excellent Switch game Pinball FX 3, Zen Studios have gone balls out the bath on this one and bundled up a total of 19, yes count them, 19 original Star Wars themed tables into one package.
I am Luke Skywalker, Jedi Knight and French Captain Solo.
They have added in some neat features to their engine and put the entire collection on the eShop and for the first time retail cartridge as Star Wars Pinball. It's highly likely you've played one or more of these tables before if you're a pinball fan, considering they've been around since the days of the PS3 and Xbox 360 and even saw a release on the Nintendo 3DS. But is it worth double dipping for this collection? Let's not beat around the bumpers here, it's a resounding yes, and let me tell you why in my review of Star Wars Pinball on the Nintendo Switch.
I have been expecting you.
Pinball is a far deeper game than I ever imagined it could be. I dabbled in a few games in the past, just enjoying short sessions of visceral feedback of hitting the metal ball around the shiny lights, but that's about as far as it went for me. That changed with Zen Studios' Pinball FX 3 released on the Nintendo Switch. Being a Switch fanatic and wanting to gobble up as many games on the system as possible, I somewhat blindly picked up Pinball FX 3. Only then, through the excellent presentation, addictive gameplay elements like online leagues and unlockable skills, and the way the elements of the table were carefully explained, did I really start to have an understanding of how much there is to a pinball table. Zen can take the idea of a pinball table further, because whilst I now know that each real-life table is full of secrets and missions to play, Zen take it to the 10th degree by making tables that would be impossible in reality. Whilst the core concepts of pinball are still intact, you're basically hitting a silver ball around various lanes and ramps to work on activating different elements on the table, Zen add in the wondrous and the impossible, like having animated 3D characters that will often walk or fly across the board, or have you jump the ball off the table to hit moving targets. These core features of Zen Studio work perfectly alongside the fantastical Star Wars universe, allowing for all the well-known characters, spaceships and creatures to take a starring role across the 19 tables on offer. What Star Wars Pinball does so well is allow fans of either genre to have a great time. If you love pinball, then even ignoring the theme, the variety of tables on offer here is quite staggering. From the extremely tricky fast play of the Boba Fett table to the complex intricacies of something like The Empire Strikes Back. Star Wars fans who aren't necessarily fans of pinball should also be paying attention to this game, as the sheer amount of work that's gone into making each table feel like its source material is staggering. From the authentic music, sound effects and some solid voice acting, albeit from impersonators, to the well-used mini-games that can be activated on tables, ranging from taking down fleets of TIE fighters in a mass 3D space battle on the Starfighter table, or taking on Darth Vader one-on-one in a lightsaber duel.
Learn much, young one.
You'll find I'm full of surprises.
There are a good number of these mini-game missions spread throughout the game, and by playing through the new career mode, you will be able to just play these games to your heart's content if you prefer. That leads me nicely into the modes of the game, and let's start with that career mode feature, which is new to Zen Pinball games. The career mode features 5 tiers made up of around 20 mini challenges in each, ranging from seeing how high you can score in a 3-minute run on a table, or how many points you can get with a single ball, to the aforementioned standalone arcade minigames that are ripped out of their usual tables and placed here to be tackled in solitary. Finishing a mission unlocks the next and earns you XP, plus each of the missions has 3 target scores to achieve, with each target passed awarding a holocron token. These tokens can be spent to unlock active and passive abilities, which you can assign any 3 of to use when playing a table in any mode. The career mode is a really welcome addition to the package and will keep you fully engaged as you progress further towards completion. In addition to the career mode, series staples like quick play, custom tournaments and an asynchronous online league mode return from Pinball FX 3, with the latter being a mode I absolutely love. This sees you playing on randomly selected series of 4 tables set for that week and earning points by beating other real player scores. At the end of the week, you may be promoted or relegated from your current league depending on your position. Other new features in this package include the jukebox, which allows you to unlock the various original John Williams musical scores in the career mode, which can then be played in the menus. Finally, there is the galactic struggle, where you choose to represent the light or dark side of the Force, and everything you achieve in the entire game sees you accrue points for your chosen side. It doesn't seem this struggle has any effect anywhere else in the game beyond the graphic showing which side is winning the battle in the menu screen. It would have been cool to allow that mechanic to be a bit more interactive somehow, as it feels a little bit wasted and tacked on. Of course, pinball is all about the tables, and the 19 on offer here, as I mentioned earlier, are excellent and cover most of the major films, characters and events from the Star Wars universe. From the very beginning and the New Hope, all the way up to the modern incarnations such as The Last Jedi and the spin-offs Rogue One and Solo. Each table has its own distinct feel and individual local and online leaderboards. Every table is a masterpiece in terms of visuals, from the shiny polished table surfaces representing the inside of an Imperial craft to the gritty, grimy junkyard feel of the Force Awakens table. The artwork on the tables is stunning, and most of the animated characters look the part, aside from some dodgy faces here and there, but anything negative I mention is purely nitpicking. The price may seem high at first glance for a pinball game, but this is an incredible package. Learning the elements of each table and getting a master rank in even a single one could take you tens of hours easily, and when you consider there are 19 tables to learn in total, that's a whole lot of hours before you even consider the pull of the online leagues, the career mode and the local hot seat play. As with Pinball FX 3, Star Wars Pinball allows you to flip the screen and play the game in a vertical mode, either in handheld or for the brave on a rotated monitor or TV. This again feels awesome to play, as the vertical nature of a pinball table lends itself perfectly to the elongated screen, and I'd certainly recommend giving this a try, especially if you own a flip grip Switch accessory. Whilst you are playing handheld, it should be noted as well that the game features touchscreen controls which work very nicely. So my verdict on Star Wars Pinball is that Zen Studios have taken their superb pinball table engine and involving game modes and have then taken the right care and respect of the Star Wars licenses to produce what's very likely the pinnacle of their work. Every table you fire up will evoke different feelings of nostalgia or excitement, and whilst not every table in the 19 generously offered is the best tables they've ever made, there are far more hits than misses, with even the worst tables here still really fun and enjoyable to play. Fans of Star Wars will love the use of the license, from the near perfect sound effects and voice acting recreating famous lines from the films, right down to the table missions putting you back in the action of dogfighting, scrap finding and doing the Kessel run in 12 parsecs. Switch owners will likely look at the price and their first instance would be to scoff, but buying the tables as DLC for Pinball FX 3 on other platforms is far more expensive. To get close to the number of tables offered here on Steam costs £42. And to have them all in one package on the Switch, plus the additions like the career mode, is crazy value really. Serious pinball fans or those looking to learn about the game are looking at potentially hundreds and hundreds of hours of gameplay, so I really don't think value should be an issue. For collectors, there's also a retail version of the game in stores, and that should be available today also. When I played the original Pinball FX 3 on the Switch, I was enamoured and owned most of the DLC tables the game offers. That original game is one of my most played titles on the Switch in terms of hours, and I personally rated it a 9 out of 10 in my collection. Now admittedly, I'm also a big Star Wars fan, so this collection really resonates with me, but even if I wasn't, the additional game modes, particularly that fun career mode, plus the generous offering of 19 tables in one package, should make it a must pick up for pinball fans as well. If you hate Star Wars and pinball, then you're very likely not even watching this review, and nothing in the game is going to win you over. But for me, it's the pinnacle of the genre, and for that reason, I'm going to be awarding Star Wars Pinball on the Nintendo Switch a 10 out of 10. Reviewing games like this is a pleasure, it really is, wow. Okay, please subscribe and like the channel and let me know if you're buying the game, as I'd love to add you for some pinball action, and who knows, if there's enough of us, maybe we can get some SwitchedOn tournaments going. But until next time, thank you so much for watching the review, and I'll see you all again soon. Cheers, bye bye.